Hey y'all, welcome back to my channel, St. Cyr. With this video, I kind of struggled a little bit. I struggled a lot with this video, to be honest, just because this topic was really touchy. It's one of those touchy ones, but it's also very relevant just across the board. I don't care if you're in your 20s, if you're in your teenage years, if you grown. It's just relevant, and it's you know, letting go of people once that relationship has ran its course. Okay, and that is a very hard and difficult thing to do. Maybe easier for some than for others. I know it's really hard for me to do, and it's something that I have found myself having to do for the past couple of years. None of them was easier to do than the other. Two of them were, I would say one of them was a romantic relationship and the other was just like a super close friendship. I had been close with them since we were young teenagers. Okay, but the thing with that is, as you become adults, you become different people. The, you know, individual life experience that we had as kids, as teenagers, is what has molded us and is still molding us into who we're becoming as adults. And with that, our puzzle pieces just like no longer fit comfortably. And I'm not a person who try to force and jam a piece to fit. If it doesn't fit, I'm gonna leave it alone. Just leave that alone, right? Just leave it alone. Let it go. If it doesn't fit, let it go. Okay, and so that's what I had to do. And also what I will say is that I am at peace with it and with them. You know what I mean? That wasn't always the case. And so with that, that's when I had to make my adjustments. Like, for instance, the romantic relationship. We were together for 8 years. The last few were like on and off, but we were legitimately like each other's best friends. And that's just because like we both experienced very similar childhoods, and because of that we bonded over that. But when I tell you, in those 8 years, there were moments we literally was putting each other through it. Like, there was so much codependency on both sides. There were moments of cheating on both sides, just being honest, right? But for whatever reason, neither one of us was down with walking away from that relationship. We was not having it, right? And so people would see us, you know, on the outside looking in, year after year after year, and they would see this beautiful picture, which it was, you know, don't get me wrong, I would never discount it. However, if you had access to be close enough to it, to see it at a closer angle, you were able to see the flaws. You were able to see the random splatters of hurt, of betrayal, of toxic times, right? There was a point in time where my self-esteem went down the drain. Like, it was non-existent, to be honest, and my insecurities were sky high. I had turned into full-blown Inspector Gadget, okay? And it was awful. It was not okay, unacceptable, not cute, but it was the reality, you know? And a sane person would be like, okay girl, all this going on, why are you still so heavily invested? And it was because it was a thing where, in one hand, you know, at times this person's actions was negatively affecting my mental and emotional relationship with myself, right? On the other hand, he was also my very best friend. Now, hearing those two, that don't make sense, I know, right? But it was the truth. And so the lines were most definitely blurred for me for a very long time, right? And I'm sure for him as well, because like I said, there was hurt being thrown on both sides. But the crazy thing was, neither one of us wanted to give up the great times that was tethered along with the not so great ones, with the toxic ones. Neither one of us felt like there was a person or another person on this earth that could understand us the way we understood each other, or could love us the way we loved each other, right? And not only was that foolish, but that was like self-inflicted abuse too, to honestly feel like there's not another person on this earth who could understand me the way this person does, or who could love me the way this person does. So therefore I'm gonna just like endure the toxic parts of this relation. No, that was not it, you know. But that's what was going on. And we also, to be quite honest, we also didn't want anyone in our shoes, in our position, to love that other person. You know what I'm saying? We just didn't. So we would go through our little process of getting over it, which we weren't getting over it because neither one of us were trusting each other anymore. We got super sensitive to each other's actions and inactions, right? And because we were both feeling it, we were both experiencing that, we associated that as like the depths of our love for each other. And wrong answer, try again. That was, you know, a crazy time, but that's just where we were. I would say though, the last few years of our relationship, the foolery stopped. You know what I'm saying? We stopped hurting each other. But I had gotten to a point where I realized if we were to get married, I would not be happy in the long run, because a successful relationship requires more than just love. Like, you have to be able to have that trust, not just with your heart, but just like with your life, because we all have characteristics or traits that we imagine, that we desire from a partner. And so if this person don't have a good chunk of these traits, you're signing up for a life of discontent. And I could not do it. So as much love as I have for this person, I had to love me just a little bit more. You know what I'm saying? And like I said, I have so much, to this day, I have a lot of love for this person because he played a major role in my life as we were growing up, right? But the way, you know, where you are in one stage of your life and where you may be in another stage, they may not align, and therefore not everybody can jump across that threshold with you. And that's just what that was. But to be honest, with any relationship, regardless if it's romantic or platonic, if you're constantly finding yourself in a position where they're just being selfish and not taking your feelings into consideration, and they're just expecting you to stick to the program, no. That's not it. Because at that point, you and your feelings are not a priority to them. They're not, and they're gonna be reckless with you and your feelings. And that's something that I honestly can't get jiggy with, to be honest, because I'm a person who I bend over backwards for people I care for. You know what I'm saying? So if I can go out of my way to be considerate of you, then you can go out of your way to be considerate of me. And if you cannot or will not, then I just will make it easy for you, and you know, make it so that you won't have to at all. That's just how I view it. I look at consideration as equivalent to respect. Your lack of consideration represents your lack of respect for me. So that's why I'm just like, you know what, we good, I got it, you know, have a blessed one. And that honestly is what caused, you know, the friendships that I've had to walk away from. That was the root of it, inconsideration. And I, like I said, just couldn't get jiggy with it anymore. And so there were times where I had to walk by myself, like looked around and was like, yo, I have no friends. I don't have I don't have this man anymore, and I don't have these friends anymore. Like, I'm by myself. And it was so hard, y'all. It was so hard because I'm naturally a person that if if I bond with you, because I don't bond very easily with people, but if I bond with you, I latch on. Like, you are my friend, right? However, everybody has their breaking point, and it's so important to recognize your limit and to make it clear. And for me, I'm learning how to make things clear as far as what is okay and what's not okay, what I'll appreciate or accept, or what I won't appreciate, what I won't accept, you know what I'm saying? So that we don't have to reach that place of no return, because I don't want that. It doesn't feel good to have to go through that, you know? But what's most important is understanding that there's not a single person on this earth that having in your life or having a relationship with is more important than you having a relationship with yourself. I feel like I said that weird. Let me try that again. There is no one on this earth who is more important for you to have a relationship with than for you to have a relationship with yourself, okay? If they're not helping you or adding to you, if they're not helping and adding to your life, then they're taking away from your life. And I'm sorry, but 2020 has already taken enough from us. So I would be darned tootin' if I allow a person to take anything else. Yeah, it ain't happening. I'm sorry. And then vice versa. If I'm not adding to your life, feel free to remove me from it. That's just how crucial it is. That's how crucial it is. And so, like, will it hurt? Absolutely. Does it hurt? Yes. But you find yourself in a place where you're looking back on it and you realize you're not hurting no more. Eventually. You know what I'm saying? It takes a minute. It takes a while. It takes a while. But it happens. And then too, like, you know, we all have these relationships or these friendships that we feel like if we let go of, we're losing out on something. You may lose something, for sure, because we're all worth something. We are, right? But at the end of the day, God knows what we need. Like, He knows the how much we need of this and how much we need of that. So it's like, allow that space to be cleared out so that you can get what you really need. Like, you can get what's better for this stage where you're in your life. I would never say a better person, right? But just what's better for where you are, that will fit comfortably in your puzzle piece. Your puzzle pieces will fit comfortably, you know. And that's where I am right now. I am my spaces, and those, don't get me wrong, those were some big spaces, okay? But those spaces are getting filled, and it's an amazing feeling. So what I will say is, yes, it will hurt, but invest in yourself, invest in the health of your future, the health of your present, you know. Invest in it and take that risk. And I promise, I guarantee that you won't be left down. You won't be let down, okay? You're gonna receive what you need, but you just gotta go through that uncomfortable phase of sometimes, you know, you may find yourself being by yourself. No friends, no, you know, romantic partner. You may just have to do it. But at the end of the day, it's gonna be worth it, because you're gonna grow and become a stronger person. Like, I like the growth that I have experienced and the growth that I am currently experiencing. I like it. And it came from me standing on my 2 feet, not knowing if my legs were strong enough to hold me up by myself. But, you know, well, God helped me up. You know what? God has come through for me so many times where I was an emotional wreck, crying myself to sleep. But he came in with a peace that was like so euphoric, if you will. And so I appreciate that, and He's still coming through with it. So allow Him to come through for you. He's the real MVP, the real GOAT. So yeah, that's my take on this. Letting folks go in 2020. Cue Summer Walker, let it go. Make sure you hit like, comment, and subscribe, and make sure you turn on your post notifications, because you never know, I may randomly decide to make another video and upload on my channel. You never know. But y'all have a good one. Bye.